Diplomat. Just wanted to stop in here just for a few minutes. As you can see, let me turn the camera around. Just doing some mowing the grass. Uh, yeah, I do. Well, I did mostly. Well, actually, I thought it was just the backyard, but actually it was the front and the back. Then I got to weed eat and also blow it and everything like that. But that's just part of the law of management, which attracts natural resources, which includes money. So here's why I want to stop in here real quick. I like stopping in here and doing things. I like to call this front porch mindset. Front porch mindset. So my title talks about, how not seeking to know what your gift is or gifts that you've been given is selfish. Right? Yesterday I talked about the law of acceptance, accepting where you are in life. You know, saying, you know what, this is good enough. Everybody else around me is, you know, I'm doing better than somebody else, right? And you get comfortable. And there's a difference between comfortable and, or should I say, versus resting. Resting is something obviously that we all need to do. That's something that's a mechanism we need to use, resting, because that's where a lot of the ideas come from, right? And revelation and all the stuff like that we need to move forward in life and go to the next level of adding value to ourselves, self-development, stuff like that. And so and being comfortable is, as I just said before, and many people, if not most people in America and the Western world, are comfortable, you know. And one thing I learned about in life, you got the law of change. Things never stay the same. So there's always things that come at you to offend you. See, the word offense is not what you think it is. And it's actually not a religious word. It's a legal word. It's a law-based term, right? And see, offense means to shock somebody. So there's times in life where we need to be shocked in different areas of our life, right? We need to be woken up because we're creatures of habit. We can get into a habit of doing certain things, like eating. We're destroying ourselves. We're eating ourselves to death. Number one, because people. It depends on what administration or all different kinds of governmental administrations allow things into our food. You can look it up. You can look at the back of the nutritional label and ingredients and look them up and see. And man, when I found out certain things, like I used to like Reese's cups, oh man, and I seen something in there that had TBHQ. I was like, what the heck is that? And I finally looked it up. And I was like, no wonder that I had this aftertaste. And I said, man, that's part of the lighter fluid. Why am I eating a lighter fluid? Why are they allowing, things in our food and water? That's a whole nother topic in itself. A hint, look up the word eugenics. EUGENICS, eugenics. That's a depopulation term. Also the term of Agenda 2030. Look that up also too. And you'll see that it's not pleasant because a lot of things that are being pushed on us are nefarious. But I wasn't even planning on saying that, but I'm pretty sure I helped some people out with that knowledge. So, so I was thinking that not finding out what your gift is, and do me a favor too, you should write down or just put in the chat box what you think your gift is. At some point I'm gonna put something together, a tool together where you can find your gift, right? I actually know three of mine. Okay, but you can only work on one thing at a time. Don't get it twisted. Multitasking, that doesn't exist. That's a quick example I can give you. Multitasking. Women are really good at that because of just how they were designed. Men are not really good at that. But really, you're only doing one thing at one particular time, right? If your brain has all these computations and computing power, it does 20,000 trillion calculations a second. If you're trying to jump from here to here to here, it's not effective, right? It's kind of like being a jack of all trades. I'd rather be a master of one thing at a time than be a jack of all trades, But anyway, it's that'll keep you poor. Anyway, so not finding out what your gift is very selfish. Why? Because your gift, as I said before, and this is in the kingdom constitution called the Bible, is to make room for you in this world, right? It'll get you in rooms that you thought you'd never be in. It'll help your gift, mastering your gift and adding value to your gift will also help you to distinguish, what you're supposed to do while you're here. Because, time is ticking. It's been 5 minutes, 30 seconds and counting on this live. So I can't get this time back. So every time I come on this live, I'm trying to impart to you two things, like I said before. Educational stuff, so you need the right kind of knowledge, understanding the concepts, right? The idea of what I'm saying. And then the third thing is wisdom, that's application. So these are the things that I apply. They're all laws, right? So again, finding out what your gift is and working on it 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, planning to do that, right? I plan to work on my gift, right? As I'm living my life. It's a part of me now. You live your life, right? It's a lifestyle, right? And that's what Jesus was talking about, and why people can't distinguish him. Christians, Muslims, all different types of people just can't distinguish him. He was talking about a lifestyle, in certain things. But anyway, that's a side topic right there. So your gift not only makes room for you in this world, your gift actually also is not for you. It's actually for your fellow man. It's for your family. It's for your neighbors. It's for your friend. Whatever arena, whatever assignment that you've been given. And remember the vision I talked about. Everybody has a vision in the form of a seed, and within that seed, that vision is where you see yourself doing. Whether you're 5 years old, 7 years old, 9 years old, if you listen, if you do some research, and there's a compilation of people, name any industry, somebody's a singer, poetry, I guarantee you, if you find out their autobiography, you'll find out in there that they said, I knew I was supposed to do this. When I was a little kid, I knew I was going to be in the NBA. I knew I was going to be in the NFL. I knew I was going to be singing. I knew I was going to be doing this. See, I told you your gift was your vision was put inside you in the form of a tree, or a form of a seed that has a tree in it. And so once that seed is planted in the right area, right, the right environment, taking the right stuff in, right, whether it be adding value to yourself, books, audios, finding a mentor in the area that you want to get into, whether you're in corporate America, whether you're homeless, whether you're an elderly person, whatever. Everybody needs a mentor of some sort. I'm in the process of looking for a mentor in different areas of my life. It doesn't have to be somebody who's 50 years older than you. It could be somebody who's a year older than you, or the same age, but they have more experience and they've been on the road just a block longer than you have, right? Because as you already know, we don't know everything, right? So I don't care, being in the process of being a multi-millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire, whatever, in my area of gifting of business, I'm still going to be looking for a mentor, somebody, a group of guys, people that I can bounce stuff off of, okay? But anyway, so yeah, find out what your gift is, okay? And then that gift is for your fellow man. So what we're taught to do is to hang on to that gift, or don't even know what that gift is, right? And then just bury it. Great grandma and granddad, they had a mason jar and they had some silver coins and they buried it in the backyard. Nobody know where it's at. Buried out in the woods, right? They died physically, and nobody knows where it's at. It's useless. Money is not to be. Money is energy. Okay, it should be used to flow and to bless other people. But that's a whole nother topic in itself. I've talked about that in my previous talks, where we're so money minded. Poor people chase after money and they talk about money, right? Notice a lot of the things that I don't bring about in regards to money. I talk about ideas. I talk about laws, to help add value to our life and other people. Right? Because rich people talk about material things all the time. And wealthy people talk about ideas. That's how we were created. That's how we were designed, to think in ideas. But because of how our culture is and our government system that we were raised under, having that Greek mindset, Greek mindset and Roman hands of violence. We like to hoard and hold on to things. But guess what? Here's a way that you can tell that it's opposite of what we were actually designed and supposed to do. We didn't come into this world with anything, right? And when you give up the ghost and your spirit leaves your body, right? The only thing that matters is what spiritual home you're going to. Who'd you bow your knee to, right? That's the only thing. So that's a hint of, So nothing is really ours. Matter of fact, in the kingdom's constitution, Christ the King actually says that the whole earth is mine and everything in it. So that's a hint right there. That means us and everything in it. It all belongs to him, right? So, but he put us here, his offspring, mankind, to make this planet look like planet heaven. So if you want to get a glimpse of the planet heaven and know we're not supposed to stay there, people aren't supposed to, who was up there, not supposed to stay there forever. It's just a temporary holding place for people until the judgment seat, right? And then you got the opposite also too. Hell is actually not a place for people to go to. That's a temporary place. You ever seen on a movie or in real life somebody that was put in jail and they're in a temporary holding cell until they have a permanent stay, right? There's two other places. And that's also in the Bible also too, the Kingdom Constitution, right? So it's like, man, how you learn all this? How do you think? The same way I learned I was in school. I'm a student. I'm a lifetime eternal student. And you should be too. So let me get out of here. I got to finish this landscaping and stuff on this property, but I just wanted to share that with you. Find out what your gift is. Work on your gift. Master your gift. I don't care if you're 75. I don't care if you're 85. I don't care if you're 20. I don't care if you're 15. That gift is not for you. It's for other people. How does it feel? Just remember, how does it feel when you can help somebody else out, or somebody helped you out and they mastered their gift and their gift drew resources to them and they gave you some money, or they gave you this, or they gave you that, and you could not give it back to that person, right? How did that make you feel? You were grateful, right? Hopefully you were grateful and thankful. That's another topic of being, of controlling your attitude and having a better mindset in life. But you felt good and that other person felt joyful because they knew, even though they knew you couldn't help them and return it back to them. It's the same way. Work on your gift, master your gift, add value, read, do all kind of things that I keep saying over and over and over again, and growth will come. You're watering that seed, right? If you have a garden, if you have a plant, if you're growing herbs, you have a seed and you're doing that. You're providing the nutrients. That's the same thing that's inside of you. And also, notice this also too, guys, my fellow amazing, magnificent kingdom diplomats. And I'm going to do a talk on that also too, because royalty you are. We're just ignorant kings, right, of a lot of things. And there's people that actually know that. That's why you see this. I wasn't going to get on this topic, but I've been thinking about it while I was mowing the lawn. You see these protests that are happening all around the United States. You just follow the money. Let's just say there's wealthy people that are doing that on purpose because they're taking over the United States internally, right? This is not by accident. I can tell you that right now. And most of the stuff that I learned, I didn't learn by man. Man was a tool, but it was given to me. It was downloaded to me by the Lord, right? He gave it to me because I desired to know it. But those protests are unlawful. It's just basically about law. And if you look at it, it's laws dealing with government. See, I told you that the Bible is about a kingdom constitution. It's about a government, right? All the situations, if you trace everything back, it has to be it's dealing with legality. It's dealing with the government, right? So that's how you know the Bible's not a religious book. That's how you know that Jesus Christ is not a religious man, and he didn't bring a religion called Christianity. And that's why you understand that people hated him so much, but people loved him so much also too. Is because it's all about government. Because in government, you have citizenship. you have ambassadorship, and those are royal terms. Those are legal government terms, and that empowers, listen to me now, that empowers the individual, that empowers you and I to take responsibility and develop a foundation through marriage, because marriage is an institution, so the kids that we bring into this world can have a foundation for the future generations. Why? Because the King Christ is always thinking about the future, right? See, when you step into the spiritual realm, everything is now. I'm going to let that sit there for a few seconds. Everything, when you step into the spiritual realm, is now. But in the natural realm, when you look at now, it's the reality. Right now is actually gone. As I'm saying the word, time is moving, right? In this natural world, in this finite timeline that we're in, it's moving. So each second is now, okay? So anyway, but those protests and all that stuff like that, and I'm not, it's actually not even protests, it's riots and all that stuff is being paid. People are paid to do that. And it's and the slogan I've learned, and if you notice this, it says no kings. So that is so ingenious, an ingenious word by Satan, a phrase saying no kings. What he's trying to say is that, and he's using people to do that in authoritative positions that he put there. Yes, in our American government, yes, in other areas of influence, because money is power and power is control, and you can control masses of people who don't even know you by money, right? Not just cash money, but other resources of money to control people. You don't have to. People can control you from the other side of the world, right? Knowing these things that I just told you about, these things, right? So let me get ready to get off of here. It's been 17 minutes. Didn't mean to stay on here this long, but check this out. So the no kings phrase, that's a way to keep programming you so you can be. What's the opposite of a king? Well, an unrighteous king. When you research through history, when I say unrighteous, that is that they abuse their citizens, right? Well, Christ is not. It's about to rain until the wind is coming from the north and from the west, probably. So we got some rain coming. But anyway, so unrighteous kings abuse their citizens, and they call them peasants, right? So listen to this, the concept that they're trying to keep reprogramming, we have to keep pounding it into our head that you're just a peasant, that I'm just a peasant, that your kids, that your mom, your nieces, your nephew, you're just a peasant. Just shut up and sit down. See that no kings concept? So you got to look at it. There's a lot. This is all over different networks and everything like that, and articles and everything. It's all going to start coming out. It's all about this, programming you that you're a peasant. Well, I'm here to tell you the opposite is true. That you're not a peasant. That you are an ignorant king, just like I'm to some degree an ignorant king too. All we got to do is get the right kind of knowledge, and that's in that kingdom constitution. Now, outside that Bible, the kingdom constitution, I'm reading, I'm getting all these different things, and I'm learning, so I don't have to be ignorant, right? So, because when you're not ignorant, that means you're empowering yourself and you're empowering other people. So, you guys have a great weekend. Happy Dad Day, as I like to say. And dads, enjoy your day, although it's every day. You never stop being a dad. You never stop being, obviously, a mother or a mom. And you guys take care. Have a great weekend. Don't forget, Tuesday, please spread the word. Send the link out. Let other people know. Kingdom Diplomat Holdings will be back Tuesday, 7 p.m., right? I may hop on here just for a few minutes tomorrow or Monday just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm going to talk about on Tuesday evening. But it's going to be great. It's going to be good. It's going to be something that you can use and apply. It's going to be law-based, and you can take your life to the next level. You guys have a great weekend.